Let's get the view now of Andrea Stricker, who is Deputy Director of the Non-Proliferation Programme at the Foundation for Defence of Democracies, which is a group in the US that looks into national security and foreign policy. Andrea, welcome to BBC News.
Thanks for having me, Sally.
So, listening in to the various comments from the President, from Pete Hegseth, from others, and also our assessment of John Donaldson, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think as everyone is saying, it's too soon to tell from the battle damage assessment, right? We're hearing that phrase a lot, how far back Iran's nuclear weapons option has been set. And we have Israel saying that they've done around 2 years of damage to that option. I think if we're talking about the Fordow site, it is true that the facility below around 90 meters of earth could still be intact. But it's a real question whether some of the 2,700 centrifuges in that facility would still be able to function after sustaining such a huge blow. And then I think a lot has been not devoted attention-wise to the weaponization route, which Israel did serious damage to in the strikes before the US got involved. And so even if Iran wanted to go to the bomb in a dash effort, it really would have a difficult time doing so.
Is it possible to ever get a watertight assessment of their nuclear capabilities?
Well, ideally, we would get the International Atomic Energy Agency, the UN nuclear watchdog, back in there to assess the damage and the status of Iran's nuclear material. And it's certainly my hope that the US or another broker, perhaps Europe, will be able to get the Iranians to agree to a negotiation or at least some kind of a deal that would let the IAEA back in and hopefully oversee a dismantlement process of all these remaining nuclear weapons assets.
When were they last in there, the IAEA, to make assessments of what Iran is up to?
They had been in there right before the Israelis began their strike. So around June 12th, right before that, they had seen at least the highly enriched uranium stockpiles that the Iranians had kept at the Esfahan tunnel complex, which has now been obliterated, to use President Trump's words.
I mean, this is critical, isn't it? What is now the situation in Iran? Because Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been clear literally for years that he sees the nuclear threat in Iran as an existential threat to Israel and its existence, and that's his mission to eliminate that.
That's right. And I think he has done as much as he is able to do in the short window that he had before President Trump demanded a ceasefire. And if any luck was with him, then he has set this program back significantly by eliminating 3 enrichment sites, along with the US, the uranium conversion step, the ability to make atomic weapons grade core material, the weaponization capabilities in the form of numerous facilities, scientists, documentation, and just really the essential pathway to nuclear weapons for Iran.
Andrea, thank you for talking to us. It's good to pick your brains on this.